Welcome to GusTech. This is a case for your computer that won't cost you a great amount of money. Today we're going to be looking at the Corsair Carbide Spec 2. This is one of the newest cases from Corsair in the Carbide series, and it should make significant improvements on the really crappy cooling of the old Carbide series cases. They were great looking and they were cheap, and they couldn't really cool anything very well. A lot of overheating issues with those. But regardless, they looked cool, and this one actually looks like it could be cooler, and it's quite a bit cheaper than a lot of those other ones that Corsair used to make. So let's kind of take it apart and look at it and show you guys whether or not it's worth your buy. So one of the cool things that Corsair's added or come back to, or I don't know, whatever, is these screws that you don't need to fully unscrew them. There's these little jut outs here on the actual side panel itself. So you won't lose your screws. You just keep them attached to the side panel, as you can see. And we'll take that off. Nice big window so you can see what's in your computer, and all the cable management that you don't know how to do will show through. So congratulations. All your friends are going to see that you're sloppy. As we take a look at the actual computer, one great thing is that the motherboard mount screws are already attached inside the case itself, so you don't have to go fiddling about with that. It does come with a bunch of little tools that come in a little thing right here. We took it out already. Nice, simple Mid ATX case. Plenty of room to work in if you don't mind kind of tight spaces, but this will accommodate pretty much any size graphic card. I mean, especially in today's day and age, they're not like they were back in the 9800 DTM whatever things that they were building before that were like 3 feet long. So let's take off the other side here and take a look at the back side where you can do some of your cable management, which you're not actually going to do because no one actually does it. They lie about it. Okay. So same thing with the little screws that stick onto the actual panel. It's very nice. So taking a look at the back, not a ton of room, as you can see from the actual bezel up on the top to the actual motherboard holding plate here. Now this normally is an issue, but the great thing is Corsair thought about this. They wanted to make it as good a profile as possible. So in the actual panel, which I'll pull up again, you can see if I'm holding it directly parallel to you guys that there's this big old jutting out portion right here. And this is where you're going to have all your cable management. And it actually works really well with the gigantic hole they have for access to your back end of your CPU, backside of your motherboard. So again, really good design by Corsair. They kind of looked at it and they thought, we can have it bulk out a little bit, and it actually makes it a whole lot easier than trying to have a flat panel and try and cram all these cords in, because again, when you're doing cable management, if you're anything like me, you're just stuffing everything back here. You don't give a crap how it looks because it's not visible from the front nice glass area. It's like building a house. Okay, let's take a look at the top of the case. You can see there's two USB 3 headers on the top there. There is a headphone input, there's a microphone input, there's a hard drive, little light like everything should have, and you have your reset and power buttons. The placement seems fine. I don't really like the fact that the two USB ports are surrounding the microphone and the headset jacks, but it's just a personal preference. I don't think it really matters a whole lot. If we take a look at the inside of the case here, you can see that there is a case fan right at the front. And this is going to go towards cooling directly over your solid state drives, I'm going to get to in a minute. And it should provide adequate airflow to your processor, and then with an exhaust fan here in the back, right here. And that will get your CPU to cool right out the back, to push the air through in a nice manner like that. So if you get, an Evo, a 212 Evo, for example, or whatever kind of air cooling you're going to put on your CPU, it's going to cool really efficiently because it's going to go from front directly to the back. And there is room for a radiator on top here if you want to put a liquid cooled closed loop liquid cooler for your CPU. Now this does allow you to do liquid cooling. You can see the grommets back here. Put my finger through. Woo! to actually do liquid cooling and run your own, you know, neat little setup. But honestly, if you're going to be doing liquid cooling, do yourself a favor, buy a case that's like literally 3 times as expensive as this, because you'll have a lot more room. One of the coolest things about this case that I was really impressed with when I opened it up, we weren't even going to review it, but I said, turn on the camera, let's review this thing because it's sweet. They have included quick release solid state drive mounts, and there's 2 of them, and they're perfectly placed right in front of this intake fan. So you're going to have your solid state drives, stick them right in here, and it's awesome because they're really quick release. You just push a little pressure side on one side of them, and they'll pop out, and there's 2 spots for them. I don't know many people that are running more than 2 solid state drives at once. Most people are running only 1 with a hard drive to back it up. And of course, they do have places for 3 different hard drives here, as well as a solid state drive mount on the bottom of the case, as Corsair has kind of pioneered. So again, you know, really great thoughts put into the storage solutions for your computer, as Corsair kind of always does. They're kind of a leader in that market. If we look at the bottom of the case, we can see that there is ventilation right here with a really crappy air filter. It's just like, it's like basically just a little piece of plastic, and it comes like it's really just, it's nothing. But it's cool because it is somewhat of a filtration system, which is going to prevent your power supply from getting a bunch of dust in it, which obviously this is a bottom mounted power supply case. And if you want my honest opinion, I think that top mounted power supply cases are retarded unless they're Silverstone and they actually orient the entire computer upside down. I think that it makes way more sense to have it on the bottom. So anyway, that's just a quick overview. Other than that, it's just your standard ATX case. You've got room for 2 different disk drives in this. If you need more than 2 disk drives, you need to get out of 1997. And I don't know why you even need a disk drive anymore at all, because you can get Windows on a USB or a download now. So it's kind of a trivial point to even have a disk drive. But if you want one, you know, you can be crazy on your own right, I guess, whatever. Overall, this is a totally solid value. You can get this case under $100. In fact, you can get it on sale sometimes for, we're talking 50, 60 range. So totally solid case, really cheap, and it's going to give you all of the features that you'd want in a premium case with a decent, you know, cooling setup, especially if you add a couple fans here and there, because there are places to put them on the bottom, front, top, whatever. Overall, I can definitely give it my recommendation. Thanks for watching our review of the Corsair Carbide Spec 2. We've actually had a lot of fun reviewing this case. We're going to be featuring it in an upcoming build video that should be released soon enough. I don't know. Brock's kind of slow sometimes, so I never really know what he's doing. Regardless, thanks again for watching the video. Make sure to check back for more reviews. Leave some comments in the comment section. Like it if you like the video. Subscribe, and check out our YouTube gaming every Wednesday and Thursday night. Wednesday features me, so you want to check that out. Thursdays, Brock's kind of ugly, but you can still watch him. And we really appreciate your support. We are Gus Tech. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. We are Gus Tech. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next time on Gus Tech.